Okay, in this video, we're going to show you what to do if you have a toilet that's constantly running. The first thing that you want to do on the toilet is over here to the side, there'll be a shutoff valve. You just want to close that valve. So that shuts off the water to the tank, and then you're going to take this lid off. And then just flush the toilet to get any water out. We already shut off the water, so it won't fill back up. This will just make it easier to see what's going on inside the toilet. Now, the first thing you want to check is to make sure that this flapper right here is closing and opening properly. And once it's closed, it stays closed and it's sealed properly. If this isn't working correctly, if it's not closing all the way, or the chain's broken from the handle, your whole flapper may need to be replaced. Just call maintenance and we can kind of walk you through that, or schedule an appointment to come in and replace that for you. But for the most part, if you have a leaky toilet, it's from the flapper. Something's just keeping it from not closing all the way. So you can just look here and make any adjustments that you need to have that flapper close all the way once you flush it. The next thing you want to check if everything with the flapper is fine is if your fill valve is working properly. What you can do is when you flush the toilet with the water on, if the water raises above the fill tube in the middle, that water is just going to keep filling up and filling up. So you may need to adjust this fill valve. And on your fill valve, I can show you on this one here, to adjust the water level, there's a little screw here on top that you just turn, and it has arrows. So if you turn it that way, that's going to raise. If you turn it the other way, it's going to lower the water. So if you have too much water, you just want to turn this so it lowers it, and that'll lower the water level in your tank so the water doesn't go over that middle tube there. If you're having issues with the fill valve, you've set as low as it'll go and it's still just constantly running, there may be an issue with the actual fill valve. And I'll show you in this video how to replace a fill valve as well. So the first thing you want to do to replace the fill valve, again, is shut off the water to the toilet. Over there to the side again. Flush it again, empty out all that water. Flapper on this one looks like it's working all right. So the next thing we're going to go to is the fill valve. So in order to replace your fill valve, disconnect the tube here. And down below, there's a little lock nut that you just lift up on. And you can actually take this whole sleeve off. Now you want to make sure the water is off for this, because if you take that sleeve off, water is going to shoot out the top here and it's going to get all over the place. So make sure the water is off before you take this off. That's that little lock nut that you just need to slide up. Slide that and you can actually take the whole fill valve off. And then what you can do is grab the new fill valve, slide it right back over that same stem there. Lock that lock nut so it's nice and tight. Give it a pull a couple of times to make sure it's not loose. Stick that tube back in. And then turn your water back on. Once you turn the water back on, it'll start filling up. And there should be a line on the inside of your tank. That line will show you where the water needs to fill up to. If it starts raising up over that line, then you know you just need to make an adjustment to your fill valve. And then that'll lower the water level to that line. If you're having any more issues with your toilet after you check the flapper and your fill valve, just call the office and they can set up an appointment for maintenance to come take a look.